Hello YouTube, this is Kaito JR here, and I'm here to make another Ajin discussion video, this time talking about all of the Ajin's IBMs. Yeah, I want to explain throughout all of them, like, what they all are, like, why they are the way they are, why do they look the way they look, and all that stuff like that. I mean, yeah, this video is probably going to be another long one, so let's just see what I can do here. So yeah, first of all, I'm going to be going through, like, first of all, K's, Nagai's IBM, the Black Ghost, and then Sato's IBM, Snake Man, Tanaka's IBM, the Ripper. Of course, I named it myself the Ripper, also Sato's IBM, Snake Man. Some of these I just gave it its own names because the Ajin Master didn't like name their own IBMs for some reason. The K's IBM, I guess, doesn't really count. It's just Black Ghost, whatever. Just like really simple thing, just calls it whatever. Like yeah, Uzumi's IBM. Yeah, she named it Kuro-chan, but yeah, Takashi's IBM. Yeah, Takashi Kotobuki, his IBM, the Flying Black Ghost. Takahashi's IBM, Whale Man. I mean, videos about these. You can go check them out on the Ajin discussion video playlist. Yeah, so just check them out there. Okoyama's IBM, Tube Head. I named it that. And Reiji's IBM. Yeah, I didn't make a video on Reiji Akiyama's IBM. I don't think I made any videos about Reiji, so I should probably get to that after this video right here. But yeah, Reiji's IBM, Thorn Head. I just call it Thorn Head because yeah, it just has spikes on its head for some reason. Maybe it can use it as like a weapon, like it can like headbutt others, like stuff like that. So headbutt humans. I mean, spikes or slashing weapons don't really work very well against like IBMs. Mostly just like a blunt, like brute force. Like usually destroys an IBM very well. Because like as we saw in like one of the earlier chapters of Ajin Demi Human, yes, Tanaka was going up against like Uzumi's IBM. Yeah, the Ripper versus Kuro-chan. Yeah, the Ripper wasn't doing very well against Kuro-chan because like of its slashing abilities. Because like yeah, the Ripper has like talent, like like hands, stuff like that, like some talents on his hands. So when it just like slashes against like Izumi's IBM, it just goes right through it. Like you need like brute force, like fists to like destroy an IBM with like another IBM. So yeah, like Tanaka was pretty much at a disadvantage there. I mean, I don't understand. Maybe before that, once we first saw Tanaka's IBM, when it was like holding a sniper rifle, well yeah, sniper rifle, tranquilizer, dart rifle, whatever. Yeah. Like this thing is shot a tranquilizer dart at K when K met Sato for like the first time because yeah, this happened because like Sato and Tanaka wanted to tranquilize K so he can like deliver him to the humans just so the humans could torture him so K can learn to hate humans so K can be more useful to get for Sato's cause to fight against humans so he can just have fun, stuff like that. Use K's brain to hit for his advantage because of course K's smart, we all know that, but yeah, all this failed. So yeah, I mean, all this failed because like K, he doesn't still hate humans all that much despite everything that has happened to him for like a week. Maybe Sato should have just left him there for even longer, maybe like a month, but maybe that was a bit too long, like if it was like a month. So yeah, maybe not that long, but yeah, just like yeah, Tanaka's IBM, like at that time he was actually holding a sniper rifle, like a tranquilizer dart rifle, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he was holding that rifle thing. Yeah, normally Tanaka's IBM shouldn't be able to do that because, yeah, like I said, it has like these long talon-like claws. But we saw one of them was like fighting against like Izumi's IBM Kuro-chan. So how was he able to like switch through like hands? And then I don't understand like why wasn't Tanaka able to just like tell his IBM, yeah, just switch back to normal hands just so you can have an advantage here. But no, his IBM just still had his like talon-like claws for hands, and it was able to like get overwhelmed by Kuro-chan there. So I don't know what the hell it was that all about. So yeah, that was really weird, just like seeing that. I mean, yeah, I forgot to mention that in the Ajin discussion video called Koichi Tanaka's IBM when I was discussing about that. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Like prior to the whole talents that like the Ripper had, yeah, the Ripper actually had just like normal hands that he was able to use to hold a rifle to shoot a tranquilizer dart at Kei Nagai in the back of his body. So yeah, I don't know where he got the talents from actually. So originally, like when we first saw it, it didn't have talents, but then it did during the fight with Izumi's IBM Kuro-chan. So what was up with that? I don't know, that was weird. But yeah, it was the same thing with Sato's IBM. Like when he went to Flood for the Flood phenomenon for like the first time later on in the manga. When like Sato first met Kaito, yeah. So of course Kaito wasn't very useful. I mean, he just came in, distracted Sato, was able to get he was able to let K get like a hit on Sato with the tranquilizer dart. So yeah, I mean Kaito was good there for as like some sort of diversion, whatever. I can't believe they did Kaito like that. They should have done more with that character. I don't know what the hell they were doing. So they immediately just like wrote him off there. So yeah, that was pretty weird how they treat Kaito in this manga. Like, come on, just give Kaito some more attention, please. Just, man. But yeah, I mean, that would suck for Kaito there. But I mean, Sato, for some reason, like none of his IBMs, like Snake Man, of course, like Sato's IBM looks like a snake. But when he goes into his flood phenomenon state, none of his IBMs look like Snake Man at all, really. They just look like the black ghost that K has. So why do they look like Snake Man? I don't know. Maybe Snake Man is just too like powerful. Maybe Snake Man is just probably just like Sato's partner, his main partner. The flow phenomenons don't really necessarily need to look like Snake Man. They just need to like just look like generic IBMs, like K's IBM is. Like I don't know why K's IBM looks generic as hell. It just looks like a normal human body. That's it. It has no speciality in terms of appearance wise on it. So yeah, it's really strange why K doesn't look like anything at all, like anything interesting at all. I mean, he's the main character. You think his IBM will look the most interesting, but no, it doesn't. For some reason, they made like the main character's IBM look as generic as all hell. Like, come on, just make his IBM look badass. I don't understand why they just. I mean, at least like the main villain of Ajin Demi Human, his IBM looks really badass as hell, like a snake IBM. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess it's because Sato is very like snake-like himself because of his eyes is very slit. Yeah, Sato's always looks like that. He always has his eyes closed. I guess because like I mean, Sato isn't Japanese. He's Chinese and British, like ancestry. I mean, his mother was Chinese and his father was a British man. So yeah, that's why Sato gets his like Chinese side from just his mother. He's not Japanese at all. Like, he's a fan of Japanese culture, like Japanese video games, stuff like that. Like he mainly played Japanese video games like Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Donkey Kong, all that sort of stuff like that. You name it, everybody. Japanese like platformers. That's what Sato really likes. I mean, I love Japanese platformers myself, so yeah, I kind of have an understanding of Sato, where he's coming from with that. Yeah, Sato has really good taste for a terrorist, like he is, like, or like he killed a lot of people. So yeah, that's what Sato does. But he enjoys it though. He enjoys it a lot. Along with Snake Man as well. Yeah, so enough about Sato's IBM. Let's talk about Izumi's IBM right now. Kuro-chan. Yes, Kuro-chan is a very obedient IBM towards Izumi. Like he always listens to Izumi's orders. Like Izumi has not like left it alone for very long. Actually, immediately once Izumi has like died, was killed by her stepfather, and then reset. She immediately just like ran away from home because she thought her mother as well wanted to sell her away to the government, so she just like left. And like the only company she had was just her IBM, Kuro-chan, and then they both bonded with each other. They both became close with each other. And afterwards, yeah, Kuro-chan just listened to Izumi, and yeah, of course, Izumi doesn't really use Kuro-chan that much, but when she does, yeah, Kuro-chan is very obedient toward Izumi, and it has like a pyramid head. It kind of looks like Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2. If y'all ever play that survival horror game, that's what Kuro-chan looks like. Just as a pyramid-shaped head. It's pretty cool looking, actually. Yeah, I like Izumi's IBM a lot too, most definitely. But yeah, that's Izumi's IBM. It's just obedient, listens to Izumi, never has a problem with that. So there's not really much to talk about it, really. So yeah, let's just move on to Takashi's IBM, the Flying Black Ghost. Yeah, so I think the Flying Black Ghost is pretty much like the coolest IBM in the entire series because, yeah, first of all, it can fly. I think that's pretty overpowered in of itself. I mean, it can fly and go whatever it wants. It's the most freest IBM. Takashi has this desire to be free because he's been in prison like for so long. I mean, it hasn't been really confirmed how long he's been in prison, but he's been in prison long enough that where he desires freedom. So his IBM has wings. I guess like what you desire your IBM to be, it will become that, because like Tanaka, his IBM for one instance has like normal hands, and like the other instance has like talons for hands. So I guess whatever you want your IBM, like what you want it to be, what you desire it to be the most, what you yearn the most, it will become that. Like for example, Takashi's IBM, like his IBM, like what he desires is freedom. So his IBM became as free as a bird. So it grew wings for some reason. Yeah, so just because of that, of course. And then it was able to fly away, and then it was able to help Takashi escape from prison and help them fly away as well. So he was able to go to that meeting place, that fake meeting place with Sato. But I mean, he didn't even bother going to like the real one where, like, of course, like we saw, was it Tanaka or Sato's IBM? I think it was Tanaka's IBM telling like all the Ajins who were there about like the real meeting spot where to go. So of course, yeah, Takashi didn't want to go. He thought it was kind of a pain to go. So yeah, him and many other Ajis who actually showed up there with their IBMs, none of them wanted to go. So they just like left, and yeah, of course Takashi for some reason wanted to go back to prison. I mean, there was no reason why he had to actually go back to prison. He could just like left and never go go back there ever again. He could just took his IBM, just fly someplace far away where he could just live alone for the rest of his life. I mean, he could just go live in the forest somewhere. Use his IBM to hunt down like food and just make fire. Does Takeshi know how to make fire? I don't know. I'm just like spitting up stuff here. I'll like just to fill in time, I guess. Like, but yeah, with like Takeshi's goals, I have like many other characters to talk about, like Takahashi himself, his IBM, Okuyama, Reiji's IBM as well. But yeah, I think I talked enough about Takashi's IBM. Yeah, it's the coolest one. It can fly. It's pretty cool, pretty badass IBM. Yeah, let's talk about Takahashi's IBM. Yeah, so we're going to Takahashi's. Let's talk about his IBM. It's the Whale Man IBM. Not really much to talk about even that. I mean, yeah, it has the head of a whale. I'm not sure why it does. Like, I mean, it has like these brush-like teeth like a whale. Yeah, I'm not very sure why it looks like that. I mean, it was never really explained. I mean, we didn't really get much focus on Takahashi and his IBM. Yeah, I mean, they get along very well. I mean, we saw in the Forest Security Building arc where, yeah, him and his, like, yeah, Takahashi and his IBM did get along. They're good friends, definitely. Yeah, like, Takahashi's IBM does listen to him a lot, kind of like similar to, like, Izumi's IBM Kurochan. Yes, a Whale Man does listen to Takahashi. However, yeah, that's kind of it, though. We don't really get... We know Takahashi's brother again died later on in the manga. He was killed by one of the anti-Demi human special task force members. So yeah, he shot down again. And Takahashi got emotional. Like, there could have been a flood if like one of the anti-Demi shot down Takahashi. But of course, they're skilled, they're professionals at dealing with Ajin, so they didn't do that. They're not stupid enough and ignorant enough to do something like that. Actually, just kill Takahashi and then release a flood. That would have been disastrous. I mean. The anti-Demi still have to deal with the flood anyways afterwards with like Sato, you know that whole dilemma there with that. So yeah, that kind of sucked for the anti-Demis. But yeah, enough of that. Enough of Whale Man though. Let's just get on to Okuyama, I guess now. Yeah, Okuyama's IBM tube head. Yeah, it has the head of a tube. Yeah, tube head is not really meant for combat purposes at all. It just like helps out with Okuyama because Okuyama has like a weak right leg, so he can't really like walk around all that much. So I guess if he does need to fly, he'll just like take out tube head or whatever. But tube head can just like. It's mostly a support IBM. Like for example, it like helped like Sato get some stuff that he needed for his like terrorist acts, what he needs to like pour onto this plane, so he didn't crash like the plane onto the Grand Pharmaceutical Company and then cause massive damage there to kill someone on his kill list. That Sato was trying to do. He was trying to murder all these people, assassinate all these people on his kill list, which is why he hijacked the plane and crashed it into the Grand Pharmaceutical Company, which that was a pretty cool moment, I guess. Like, he did that, so impressive moment. Really not cool because like a lot of people did die though, so that's pretty messed up. But yeah, it was a pretty impressive moment that Sato was able to do that, and it was also another moment where we saw like a tube head in action, like Okuyama's IBM in action. Yeah, we don't know where Okuyama is at, like currently in the manga though, as well as tube head. We don't know where tube head is at, so. And I don't know, I mean, Okuyama, I mean, yes, since the manga ended, we're never going to see Tube Head or Okuyama ever again. Those two characters are just gone for now, so, yeah, we're never going to see anything about that. But, yeah, Tube Head is very obedient as well towards Okuyama, similar to Izumi and Takahashi's IBM. Yeah, Tube Head and his Ajin master, they get along super well, so, yeah, there's not really much to say about that as well. I mean, I did say enough, though, I did, but, yeah, let's just move on to Reiji's IBM, and then I can just wrap up the video. And get this thing uploaded. So yeah, so Reiji's IBM is Thornhead. I just named it Thornhead or whatever. I'll probably do it like Reiji's wait, why would I do that? Like, I was just about to say like yeah, I'll do Reiji's own like video about his IBM, but yeah, I don't really need to do that because I'm just doing it here. I don't really need to do that like afterwards. So yeah, I mean, I know I said I would at the beginning of the video, but now when I think about it, nah, I probably won't because I'm just doing it here in this video. But yeah, I mean. Reiji's IBM Thornhead, yeah, Reiji's IBM, it is obedient towards him. I mean, Reiji did use it a lot during his fireman duties because, of course, Reiji's a fireman. He stops fire from buildings, saves lives, stuff like that. Yeah, he uses his IBM in secret to help save people. I mean, one time this guy was like stuck under what was like a piece of rubble in this building that was that collapsed because of a fire. Yeah, so Reiji, he used his IBM Thornhead to help lift up this like piece of rubble that was on this man. He was able to save his life. Thornhead was also used against this other Ajin that was working for Sato later on in the manga. I think like the chapter was called Trash Mobs. I don't remember the exact like number of chapter it was, but yeah, I remember it was called like Trash Mobs because of the name was so ridiculous. I had to remember it. So yeah, like Trash Mobs. So yeah, Reggie was able to use his IBM there like effectively against like that Ajin that was working, that was trying to support Sato. Yeah, I mean that Ajin that was able to do something like 2 IBMs at the same time. Yeah, he was really weak as hell. I mean, Tanaka was able to destroy him instantly with his IBM, so it wasn't even a challenge at all. Yeah, Tanaka has way more experience than any of these Ajins do. It was Izumi. Izumi has gone into many fights with her IBM as well throughout the manga. So yeah, it was easy as hell for them to like wipe out these Ajins that were working for Sato. I mean, I don't think even Sato expected these Ajins to be useful at all. Sato was just wanted to do his own thing, whatever. He was just using these Ajins. He was pretty much using Tanaka his entire time. He didn't really need any help. He was just doing his own thing, having fun. He's now in this freezing state, though, in his ice chamber state, which sucks for now. He's not frozen. He can't really go anywhere, do anything, have more fun. He can't do anything like that, so it sucks. And but yeah, let's talk about Reiji's IBM. Yeah, Thornhead. Yeah, Thornhead listens to Reiji very well, I guess. Like, yeah, he's. I mean, we didn't really get much about Thornhead at all. It's just a generic IBM too. It's just like, yeah, it fights very well. It has spikes on his head for some reason. I don't know why, but it just does. It wasn't explained at all. Yeah, many of these IBMs, their appearance wasn't explained very well. I just had to like make up reasons on why they look the way they do. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you won't want to hear that. Just like me just making up stuff up. Like none of it's canon at all. But here I am just like making up theories on why these IBMs look the way they do. It's just like, yeah, it's just here doing my best. Like, so I don't know what to tell you, everybody. So, but yeah, I think that's just everything I need to talk about. Like Reiji's IBM, everybody. So yeah, there are all the IBMs I just like discussed about. I did my best to discuss about them. We just didn't get, if only the manga just like went on for a lot longer. But no, like Gamo and Sakurai just wanted to end it there, and then in chapter 86 for some reason it was rushed, like another rush ending for another manga, like Ajin, Demi Humans, and many other mangas as well. Like many other mangas, especially their ending, were pretty crap though. I didn't even want to bother like reviewing any of those. I mean, yeah, so I didn't want to bother with that also. Yeah, Aji, Demi Human, here it is, like all the Ajis I just talked about, all the IBMs, I talked about K9i's IBM, Sato's, like Koji Tanaka's, Izumi Shimamura, Takashi Kotobuki, Takahashi, Masumi Okuyama, Reiji Akiyama, and yeah, that's all their IBMs I just discussed about, everybody. So yeah, just that's it for the video. Just comment down below if you have any questions you want to ask about any of these like Ajins and their IBMs, about just anything like that, all that good stuff like that. So yeah, that's it for the video, everybody. Thanks for watching, and bye.